Good evening, YouTube land. My name is Kip, and this is Buy It or Boot It on America Bumper to Bumper. And for those of you that don't know what Buy It or Boot It is, we head over to Facebook Marketplace. We type in town, city, area, and then we look at the cars that are there, certain price range. And then you guys help me decide whether the car is worth it, whether you'd buy it, or whether it's not so much worth it, and we boot it. This week, we are headed to Duluth, Minnesota, Bangor, Maine, and Miles City, Montana. Let's see what is in those areas. Now, I've already gone ahead and pulled up. I probably should get that in the view before I go over it. Nope, let's do that one. There we go. A little bit bigger for you guys. I have already gone ahead and put in a price range. This week we're gonna see what's out there for decent money. We're gonna go with $12,000 to $15,000. We're already sitting in Duluth, Minnesota. I see that there's a few people in the chat, so let's bring up the comments, and whoever's here, why don't we I'll start scrolling through. You guys, whoever's here, shout out a car. We'll go back and take a look at it. Or a boat, if you want to look at a boat. They got a boat here. And generally, as a rule, I try to go. Oops. Yeah, I did. Okay. We try to go with the older cars because, you know, I'm kind of an older car guy. So 95 or older. Seems that every now and again something newer gets stuck in there. And all right, so let's. Where did all these new vehicles come from? Let's try this again. Put in all right. Well, we're going to start out. We're going to take a look at this. Jeez. 71 Ford Bronco. 71 Ford Bronco for $12,000. It says it's got 49,000 miles on the odometer. Four-wheel drive, ABS, the bulldozer. All right, honey, we'll go back and look at the bulldozer in just a minute.
Also, just so you know, it's me.
Yeah?
On your wife's phone.
Okay. Either way. So the 71 Bronco's got a 302 V8, manual trans, 3 on the tree. Cool. Disc brakes up front, power steering, soft top 4x4. It's got 35 by 12.5 tires. Runs and drives. Steering needs to be tightened up. No top, no doors. Runs and drives. I think they said that a couple times already, but it's a good thing to know. Asking 12 grand, open to offers. Bought with the intentions of making it perfect. Just don't have the time or space. All right, let's take a look through the pictures, and you guys can tell me whether we are going to buy it or boot it. And for anybody who's watching this later on in replay, put down in the comments whether you would buy it or whether you would send it on its way. Definitely looking like it's a good, solid boned vehicle. Fuel cell, that's kind of nice. Well, interior needs a little love, but when you don't have a top or doors, maybe the interior is not top on your list. And there's all the pictures that we got of it. You guys, again, make sure you put down in the comments whether you would buy it or boot it. 12 grand, saying if I had the money. I don't think I would go that much for this. Good solid bones, definitely, but I think 12 grand's a little bit much. Oh, bless you. Okay. I had a special request for the bulldozer. Where the heck did that go?
You changed the price and it disappeared.
Oh, bummer.
There's a bug though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You want to look at the bug? It's nice, but too expensive. I agree with you, Kathy Vorse. Okay. Not a whole lot of info on it other than new motor, new transmission, new clutch. Please private message for more info. 13 grand for a 73 Volkswagen Beetle convertible. And that's the only picture. So I can't, unfortunately. Hey, Nick's RC, thank you for being here. Appreciate you coming in and watching a little bit of this. 13 grand, it's definitely a nice looking bug. Personally, I think it's a little much, especially for the lack of information or pictures, but who knows? Maybe it's a good deal. What do you guys think? Buy it or boot it? All right, so let's start scrolling through, and please make sure that you put in the comment when you see something that you want to look at. Hey, Loda Lidex, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you being here. I don't know why these.
Oh, there's the bulldozer.
The bulldozer.
It's up there.
The Hough, Hough.
Yes.
Okay, well, just to make my lovely daughter happy, we'll take a look at this thing. But I'm gonna boot it because, yeah, nah.
I suggested that before really a lot of people were here.
Yeah.
You look at something ridiculous.
Hey, I do anything for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know why we keep running into these newer vehicles, but boy, Duluth, you don't have a lot of cars in here. Let's give a little bit more of a price range here. Maybe that'll help things out. Let's go 10,000 to 15,000. Well, that helps a little bit. Yes, 63 Riviera, not bad. Well, let's take a look at the 69 Firebird. Looks like it needs some finishing up, but let's take a look. It's a 69 Firebird, $10,000, driven 45,000 miles. If that's original, that's pretty cool. We've got a 69 Firebird 350 HO, 4-barrel, 4-speed, dual exhaust. Old owner put new quarters and trunk in it. Runs, drives, but needs new carb. Needs carb. New one is included, as seen in pics. Needs tinkering and odds and ends to be a good daily driver. What it is what you get. So look close. May consider partial trades or cash tossed in. All right, let's take a look through the pictures and decide whether 10 grand for the 69 Firebird is worth it. Now, kind of janky fuel cell, that would be something I'd want to take care of pretty quick. Definitely needs to be finished. Not bad seats. You know, this one here definitely needs a little help, but overall, not terrible condition. Well, there's a carb. West Virginia car out in Minnesota. Wow. Well, I am sure for the right person that $10,000 for this 69 Firebird 350 HO is a good deal. If I had 10,000, I think, I don't know whether I'd go for that or not. It's a lot of money, but if I had 10 grand,
True.
I don't know. I can't make up my mind. You guys make sure you put down in the comments whether you would buy or boot this 69 Firebird. And let's scroll down a little bit more, see what else they've got out in Duluth, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Tiny soda.
Yes, it's a little kid-sized soda.
It's a little soft drink.
Yeah, it's a little soft drink. Sorry if you guys are actually from Minnesota out in the chat. That's
I won't apologize for my actions.
yeah. Of course you won't. All right.
She stands by them.
Well, this is something. She's a beauty, but yes, that is very true, Nick RC. It is a beauty. Exterior definitely needs some love. I don't know that. Thinking more and more about it, 10 grand is probably more than I'm willing, but hey. Okay, let's go ahead and we'll take a look at this. I don't know if there's a rock climber or what this thing is, but it's a 76 CJ7. And let's go through. It's 11 grand is the asking price for this rig. And we have a 76 CJ7 with a small block 350, throttle body injected, new cams, lifters, timing set, fresh turbo 350 with a 241C transfer case with short output shaft, Dana 44 front tubes and trussed 5/38 gear, PCS steering with double-ended ram. This is a little bit beyond my level of knowing what this guy's talking about, but I'm sure it's all good stuff. Dana 60 rear with 5/38 gear, triangulated double 4-link front and rear, FOA 2x14 coilovers with reservoirs, 1/8-inch aluminum floor tunnel and firewall, tube chassis, interior powder coated 35-inch super swampers on 8x6.5 steel bead locks. Oh wow! Disc brakes, both axle stainless lines, 12-gallon fuel cell, tranny cooler with electric fan, Smitty built winch, wireless remote. Needs to be painted and wired, cleaned up a bit. Been out less than 5 times. Okay, well, let's take a look through the pictures, and that's a roll cage. Wow, that is quite the rig right there. And look at that articulation. Nice. Definitely a lot of time, effort, and money has been put into this thing. I'm sure it costs more than the 11 grand to put this thing together. I am a bit of a guy that likes to be able to do more than one thing with a vehicle, so I'd probably not buy this for 11 grand. You guys make sure you tell me in the chat or down in the comments if you're watching this later on whether you would buy or boot this 76 CJ7. All right, and we're gonna do a few more cars here in Minnesota before we head off to Bangor, Maine. And like I say, they don't have too much here. I'll tell you what, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to head off to Bangor since there isn't a ton here. Let's take a look at this 66 Mustang.
Yes.
Isn't it all pretty there with all the soap all over it? All right, so we got a 66 Ford Mustang, $12,000. It's got a 302 V8, mild cam, aluminum intake, Edelbrock carb, needs some tuning. All new Fireball ignition, braided coolant lines, Edelbrock traction bars, T5 manual trans swap, sports comp RPM gauge and shift light, 17-inch Craigar rims, tires are shot. Okay. Long tube headers, straight piped with Flowmasters, has 373 gears in it now, but I have 411s for it, brand new in box. New front shocks, pushing roughly 400 horsepower. Comes with new doors and new front fenders. Could use a paint job. Needs ignition, but will run and drive as is. Title in hand. All right. Take a look through the, okay, one picture. So we're not looking through any pictures. Definitely has got some money into it. Not a bad looking car. It's a little bit, I don't know. It's not my, actually, if I was going to get a Mustang, this would be it. So let's see, 66 Mustang for 12 grand. I think 12 grand for it the way it sits with the stuff that it still needs. It's a little bit more than I'm willing to do. If I could get it for 10, I probably would do that. Alrighty. I'm going to switch us over to Bangor, Maine. While Bangor, Maine. And this is neck of woods, sort of the neck of woods of my good buddy, Old Car Auto Guy. And let's take Resell Red. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Benny, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you being here. So we're now off in Bangor, Maine. Let's start scrolling through, and you guys throw it out at me when you find something you want to take a look at.
Is that Beetle?
That is a Beetle. Oh, fine. We'll look at the Beetle.
Fine, you'll look at another Beetle.
Another Beetle.
When I watch your live streams, I look at every single Beetle I see.
That's true. All right. All right. So we have zero information on the car other than it's a 68 Beetle for 12 grand, and it says it's got 44,000 miles. Let's scroll through these pictures. Definitely in a dealership. Definitely looking like it's pretty original. That's got some age to it.
Hey, that's pretty OG.
Yep. Well, that's a Beetle, and it definitely looks like it's a fairly solid, good original car. Whether it's 12 grand, I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Would you buy it for 12 grand, or would you boot it? All right. Let's start scrolling through, and we'll take a look at something else when you guys tell me, or when I decide to pull something else up.
Finding supplies, breaking supplies, collecting supplies.
All right. Let's take a look at a 73 MG Midget. $12,000. Okay, let's take a look at it and see what everybody thinks. So we have got 73 MG Midget, $12,000. 60. Yeah, don't like the color. It's nasty. Make sure you write that in the comments. Now I know that everybody can hear you on here, but 73 Midget, 60,000 miles. Okay, stored full time, 17 grand invested in this car. Beautiful condition, 12 grand. Selling for a neighbor. Okay. Well, let's take a look through the pictures, and that is definitely an interesting color. I don't know if it's the lighting or whether that's really a highlight or a yellow. It's definitely, it looks like a lot of money has been invested in this car. I'm not sure that MG Midgets
Yeah.
are worth
VIP jobs all
that
the
kind of
time.
money.
Not all together, because if we did separate, only one person. would
Is
be
that a
able to-
Ferrari? No, it's not a Ferrari. That is a very nicely done car. Definitely shows that it's had a lot of money invested in it. However, you guys make sure that you put in the comments. It is definitely, I agree with you, Benny, way too much money for my blood. Not only the fact of that, but I don't think I can fit in a MG midget. But best of luck to the seller, and make sure you guys put in the comments later on, if you're watching this, whether you would buy that MG midget for $12,000. All right, what are we going to look at next, my peeps?
Thanks. No.
That's let's look at a Hummer. There we go. This is an actual military Humvee.
Okay.
We've got an 89 M1038 HMMWV Humvee.
Let's do it.
Original condition, exceptional condition underneath. No rust, runs, starts, drives well. This was a fire department vehicle. Currently registered for the road here in Maine. 6.2 liter, 3-speed. Hey, Pete, thanks for coming in. 15 grand. Let's take a look through these pictures. I've always thought it would be, actually, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story while we're looking at these pictures. Back when I was in college, we had a buddy who always was talking smack about how, you know, he lived in the DC area, and he would go, you know, with his friends to, you know, high-end car dealerships and test drive Ferraris and all this other stuff. And I thought he was full of crap. So here in Vermont for a while, there actually was a Hummer dealer. So we decided to go over to the Hummer dealer, me and two other guys, and see whether they'd actually let us take out a civilian Hummer H1. Surprisingly, there was a salesman there that decided, you know, he would take us out for a drive. It was March. Snow on the ground still. Not so much on the civilian. Yeah. Anyways, the salesman was like, what we're going to do is we're going to get this thing good and stuck, and then I'll lower the pressure on the tires, and we'll just drive right out of the snowbank. All right, cool. Yay. So he got us good and stuck. So he went to grab the knob to deflate the tires, and it had been broken off. So he couldn't deflate the tires at all, and we were stuck. So we had to get out the little, military style folding shovel, and he had to dig us out. And so I can literally say I've been stuck in an H1 Hummer.
Realize that we're looking at a Hummer, Dad.
Yeah.
You're here.
So anyways,
Well, music playing, gotta have people talking about you, taking you a break.
15 grand on an 89 military, Hummer. If I had 15 grand, I would buy it. Lol, tow trucks. Yeah. No, well, he did actually was able to shovel out enough that we were able to get out, but that was definitely a hilarious thing to have to do. So anyways, that's my Hummer civilian story. Let's start looking through some more cars. You guys make sure you those Hummers are not very spacious. No, they are not. They are not very spacious. And I've heard some people talking about the military ones because they don't have a lot of the sound deadening, that sort of stuff, that they're exceptionally loud and hard for people to get. Now, Pete, the salesman wasn't pissed. He was more embarrassed that he had to, after hyping up this, inflation, central inflation system, that he had to, go and dig out this mammoth vehicle. All right. What were we going to look at now, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's see what we get here.
All right, so let's Cutlass. All right.
There's room for everyone.
Oh, that is a nice looking Cutlass. Yes, definitely. Let's take a look at this Cutlass. All right, we got a 72 Cutlass, $15,000. Says it's driven 3,500 miles. That's probably since a restoration, but let's go and look at the seller's description. 72 Olds Cutlass, 2-door with a 350. Auto trans on the column. It has a very nice stereo system with remote, new exhaust, new fuel tank. Interior is very good condition. Also, if interested, blah blah blah. All right, let's take a picture through the, take a look through the pictures and see whether it's worth it. I'm looking like the bumpers had a little bit of a kiss with some other object. Not bad paint on the car.
No, it's a import.
Decent
export.
chrome. Missing a backup light. Copper. Too rich unless it's a 442. Pete, I can definitely agree, and there's definitely something going on with that bumper. Not a bad car, but for that sort of money, I don't see it. Not a bad, like I say, not a bad car. Too much for. I'd only be in that car for, maybe 8 to 10 grand. What do you guys think? We got one that's a boot it, 9K. Yeah. Yep. That's definitely a more of a $9,000 car than a 15. All right. What are we going to take a look at now? Chevy Cobalt for 11,000. Yeah, that's typos right there, I bet you. All right, well, we're gonna take a look at this Toyota Extra Cab while you guys throw something else in the comments. Let's see. We've got a 94 Toyota Extra Cab DX pickup, $12,000, 24,000 miles on it. Okay, we'll have to see that. Last year for this body style, 25,000 miles. All right, let's take a look through the pictures, the 3 pictures, and see whether it's actually a 25,000 mile. Oh my gosh, it actually is a 25,000 mile, unless the odometer, this whole the cluster has been replaced. That's can you do a search for one? If so, Power Wagon. Yeah, we can definitely do a Power Wagon. We'll do the search up in just a minute here in Maine, and then when we head off to Montana, we can definitely do that search again. Wow. Well, surprising that that's actually a 25,000 mile car. Decent
All right.
looking
Probably
lift,
too
but
much.
$12,000. If it were a stock Toyota Tacoma or Toyota Extra Cab, I may
Back by the time we finish this, then
be
truck's gonna
interested
explode.
in that rig for the 12 grand, but modifications don't do it any justice, and I would not be in it for 12. Pete, you're saying 7 grand, and that's pretty much where I would be. If it were original, I'd do the 12 grand all day long.
What the fuck?
All right, let's we're gonna see if we can get a power wagon.
She died.
Definitely looking like the older power wagons, but let's scroll down through and see if there's any of the older. No, it's just bringing up a lot of wagons. Let's make that one word and see if that. See if that helps our search. Nope, not really. Power wagon Dodge.
Do you enjoy your whiplashing experience?
Can we please look at the princess wagon? Come on.
The princess wagon.
Pretty sure it's a baby stroller.
No, we cannot look at the princess
Sorry.
wagon. Not
It's a bug. There it goes.
seeing. Let's go back here and actually. We'll go here. Dodge.
Across the lake.
And we'll go here to power wagon.
Just kidding. This thing can't swim for anything.
Nope. Nope, Pete. Doesn't look like we have any old Dodges. At least not here in Maine. Yeah, well, when we got we're headed out to Montana, and we're gonna do about 8 minutes left here in Maine, and then we're gonna head out to Montana. We'll take another look out there and see if we can find any power wagons. Because I do love that Simon & Simon power wagon. That is a fantastic truck. All right, let's go through and we'll do a couple more cars here, and then use a filter to narrow it down. Yeah, think of going to try and find one for me. Hey, that's a really good idea. Trying to think probably where the best place to. Probably a decent looking, decent bodied one. I'd be thinking probably somewhere Texas, New Mexico, Arizona. I'm always on the lookout for trucks like that, and if I do find something, I will let you know, Pete. Let's scroll through. We're gonna do see probably 2 more cars here in Maine, and then we're off to Miles City, Montana. All right, so what do we want to look at while we're still here in Bangor, Maine?
You failed the mission.
Scamp. Okay, let's go back up and look at that Scamp. All right, we got a 74 Plymouth Scamp. Hey, Jason, thanks for coming in. Glad that you're here.
There it goes.
You're here for a good time, not a long time. Hey, we're in your neck of the woods too. We're off in Bangor, Maine area. All right, so we got a 74 Plymouth Scamp, 408 engine. The drivetrain has been completely built, and the car is very fast. I can only imagine. Have the original 318 that came from the car. Too many parts to list. Car runs and drives well. 10 grand. All right, let's take a look through the 4 pictures that they have here. That is a big Mopar. Definitely a good looking body on it. All right, that's all we got. 74 Scamp for 10 grand with a 408, a built 408. Now, what do you guys think? Is that are you gonna buy that or boot it? Personally, it looks good enough to me that I could be interested at 10 grand. I'd love to see more pictures, but that's a common complaint for me. Yeah, I don't think. Yes, it definitely looks familiar there, Jason. I have to say, Steve Fath's Scamp is so nice. I actually like that car way better than this one. Yes, ma'am.
Can we look at the Cadillac that the guy's pointing at? I feel like we can't not look at it.
All right.
He's pointing at it.
All right, we'll take a look at the Cadillac for Grace. And you know why he's doing that? What?
Huh?
You know why he's got his finger there?
Why?
Trying to cover up his license plate.
It looks like he's pointing at it like, man, you really need to look at it.
Well, it's that almost works with this, but anyways, yeah, I don't believe that a lot of people have watched my video. I need to do some more promotion on that. All right, so for Grayson, my daughter, we're going to take a look at this 58 Cadillac. $15,000, 80,000 miles on it. So far, so good. Let's read the rest of the description. Good condition, comes with plenty of extra parts. Bumper, dashboard, drum brakes, and part extra AC unit. Okay, part of an extra AC unit, or I don't know. I get. Anyways, more putting on here for. Sorry, it's hard to read some of these ads sometime. East Coast Classics. Hey, thanks for coming in here. I really appreciate you being here. All right. Let's take a look through the pictures of 58 Caddy. That is needs a little dash, little love in the on the dashboard part. No, it's not, that would be a really cool car to airbag and slam to the ground and have it a rat rod type thing. Sorry, my brain has completely frozen on your name, East Coast Classics. I know that we've talked before, and I just am not. My brain's just not working as well as I would love it to be. But thank you very much for being here. I really, really appreciate you being here. The interior definitely is a little rough. I definitely exterior wise, I would leave it as is. Put some air ride suspension and just have it as is. Interior could use some love, but gosh, the chrome on that thing it's just seems like it keeps going and going. Look at the tail fins. Yeah, now if this were a 59 Caddy, oh, that iconic, massive, huh? Yes, it is. Yep. I gotta say, I probably would, if I had 15 grand to spend on, well, actually, with all the repairs and everything else it'd need, 20, 25 grand, love it. If it were, like I say, 59, all over it. You guys make sure you put down in the comments whether you would buy or boot that car. All right, so we're going to do one more car here in Bangor, and then we are going to head off to Miles City, Montana. What is the last car that we're going to look at here in Bangor, Maine? yes, I wish there was another thing that would really be better to really seal it for that buy would be engine picks. And also like way better descriptions too. I mean, there's been some really good descriptions so far tonight, but others. We actually did look at that, Jason. It is not. It's cool in the fact that it's only got 25,000 miles on it. Oh, well, I'm glad you're back. But if this were a stock Toyota, like I said, earlier, I would be all over this thing for 12 grand. But no, we did not buy it due to the fact that it's been heavily modified. Not at that price. 7 grand is what Pete was saying. And for me, if this were completely stock, 94, no messing around with it, 12 grand all day. But the way it sits, it's not quite there. Chris, thank you. I knew, and it's one of those easy names that I should have remembered. Anyway, Chris, thank you very much for being here. Really, and yes, definitely, Jason, those are not very nice flares on it. All right, we are going to go back up here, and we're going to go off to Miles City, Montana, and. Okay, we are not going to Miles City, Montana. There are only 5 cars. All right, Montana. Well, let's see what's else in Montana. How about 14K if done up like Back to the Future? Yes. Yes, because that is such a mild lift compared to what was on it that I don't think there's going to be a lot of stress on the components. All right, we're going to go to Billings, Montana, because that's the first city in Montana I can think about. Then we'll.
That's why you could.
Yeah. All right. Yes, definitely. Back to the Future, iconic, and that's such a nicely done truck, movie-wise. That 14K, absolutely worth it. All right. Since Miles City, Montana did not have any cars in it, we're going to Billings, and let's start scrolling through here, and you guys let me know what's the first car you guys want to see. Definitely got an assortment here in Billings, but it doesn't look like we've got a lot, so we may have to go yet to another area.
No non-gun juice.
All right. Yeah, and a lot of newer rigs in here too, which is kind of unfortunate. All right, that's everything for Billings. 65 El Camino. All right, we're going. Hey, Jason, thanks for coming in here for as long as you did. Really appreciate you being here. Have yourself a great rest of your night, and we will talk soon. All right, so let's go back up to that El Camino. 65 El Camino. Nice. All right. 65 El Camino for 10 grand. 454 roller cam, TH400, 10-bolt rear end. That's all we got for description. Let's look through the pictures. Yep, that looks like a 454. Nick's RC, I'm really appreciate you you being in here as long as you have. But really, like I say, really appreciate you being here. I always like new faces. Interesting crushed velour seat cover there. Nice, nice. Not the greatest pictures, it'd be nice to actually see all of the car. All right.
That's communist propaganda right
10
there.
grand. Looks pretty good. I think it's a pretty good deal for the car. I'd love to see some more pictures and maybe a little bit more description on it, but overall, not bad. Harrison's Rod and Custom, thanks for coming in here. Appreciate you being here. All right. Any other cars you want to look at, Billings, before we head off somewhere else, since there isn't a ton of cars here? So we got Chris not liking the interior on that El Camino, and Pete's loving it. All right. That's a great thing about the car community. Everybody's got their own special loves and hates, and everybody can agree to disagree. That's the great thing about car guys and girls. I don't know if there's any. You still in here, Grace?
Yes, I'm here.
No, in the chat.
In the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't want to be sexist and just say guys. Harrison's Rod and Customs. There is that. Are you buddies with the UBT guys? Because I know that you look. Your name really looks familiar, and I think that's where I've seen it before.
No, there's still one more car.
All right. Well, let's. I want to take a look at this Model A hot rod. If you guys want to throw something else in there before we try and find somewhere else to go. And okay, thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. And I love your stuff. Your trucks are insane. All right. We are looking at a 30 Ford Model A two-door. And it's got a Ford 289 with a 4-barrel carb, custom exhaust and headers and side pipes, 5-speed manual trans, 8.8 rear end with limited slip and 373 gears, power disc brakes up front and large drums in the rear, 4-inch drop axle with split wishbones, parallel 4-link rear with coil springs and panhard bar. Runs and drives great. PM for further questions. 10 grand. Let's take a look through the pictures. And this is a great. This is the one of the best ads that I've seen in quite a while. Great description and a lot of pictures. All right, let's go through these.
All right.
Those are some side pipes. Wow.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
cool. I like that they got the cutout so you can blast it out right from the headers, or you can put it through the side pipes. Nice touch.
I'm pretty sure there's a gauge there.
Ford engine and a Ford rod. That's a good point, Chris. A lot of times you're seeing more and more LSs. I think that a lot of guys that do the older stuff like this Tudor seem to tend to stay with the Ford stuff. Although I shouldn't say that. A lot of them get small black Chevys. So that is quite a shift lever on that rod. Very nice. Well, I gotta say, I don't think it's, exterior wise is perfect, but I gotta say, that's true. Yeah, yes, in spite of the difficulties keeping Ford power can present. That is a true statement as well, Harrison's Rod and Custom. And yes, you're absolutely correct. I was completely off my rockers when I was saying that a lot of these cars had Ford engines, because that was definitely a big thing even back then, was putting small block Chevys into these things. So thank you for correcting me on that, Chris. Well, 10 grand for an all steel.
I haven't spent the money.
Like I say, exterior wise, it could still use a little bit of love, maybe a better paint job. Interior isn't bad, could use some love, but overall, not a bad ride. 10 grand might be a touch high for me, but I do have to say thank you to the owner for a great description and all the great pictures. So, buying it or boot it, gentlemen and lady. All right, and I don't know, Pete, you still in here? I think we're gonna head Arizona and see if we can find you a power wagon down there. Actually, let's go to Texas. I don't think I've been to Texas yet. We'll head to Waco. And before we do that, we will go to see if we can find any Dodge. Power. Okay. All right, we'll do a quick scroll through the Doges and now let's see if we can narrow it down to 1978 through 1981, just to give it a little bit of more. Nope, no power wagons. All we got is the 73 or 78 D1500. Looks like it's got a 383 in it. All right, let's go through this one, and then we'll head back to the normal stuff that we're doing, and we'll see what we've got here in the Waco area. So this is a 78 Dodge 66 383 with Edelbrock, 727. I'm assuming that's trans, 391 gear. Sure grip, around 900 miles on motor, trans, and rear end. Older paint job, but still looks good. Not a bad looking truck.
No.
That is quite the color to put on your engine block, that's for sure. Boise, Idaho, West Oregon 2, dry and arid conditions. All right, we can definitely head up that way and take a look for Pete in a few minutes. What do you guys think of the exterior color on the engine? You like the color?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know how I like it on that truck, but I like the color.
No, not getting it. I'm gonna get clothing.
Sublime green. Yep. Yeah, I don't know about how I like it on the engine, but I don't think it looks terrible on the truck. All right, you buying it, or are we gonna boot that one? I'm gonna scroll back a bit here and see what we can get for. All right. Back to our old grind here. Like the Dodge truck, but not for 14K. Absolutely. I think that's a bit much for the truck. But there's somebody out there that'll probably get it for that money. All right, we are Waco, Texas area. Start scrolling. You guys throw out what you want to take a look at. I'll try to go slow enough to make sure that you guys see what we're looking at here.
Time to take some quick shots of my breath, and then we'll do the glitch outside. As if it still works. Hopefully it still works.
Huh. Ford Fairmont by Gas Monkey Garage. That's an interesting thing.
No.
All right, I'm going to scroll back up for a minute. We're going to, you know what? The Post Nova. All right, let's look for the Nova. Rambler, Galaxy.
No, that's an
Mhm.
64 Chevy.
Don't remember the glitch.
There we go. That's a good looking car. Let's go through this 64 Chevy 2. We have 12,000 bucks. And let's go through and take a look at the description. You remember that episode? All right, we'll take a look at that. This is the right one, Harrison, or is it a different? All right, this is the right one. I just want to make sure that I'm showing you the right car, Harrison's.
Stop it.
All right, cool. Just want to make sure that we're on the right thing. All right, 64 Chevy 2, only 2 owners. Wow. One was a little old lady who bought it new and drove it on Sundays. Ooh, wow. Great classic cars with very low original miles. Recent paint job and brakes. Contact for more. All right, let's take a look through the pictures. And I bet you, if they show under the hood, I bet you it's going to have a straight 6 in it. What do you guys think? Being little old lady driven. You can definitely tell, being bench seat, that this is probably a very no frills car. Yep, and there's that straight 6. Wow. What a really, really nice car. Well, that, I gotta say, is really, really, really nice. Is it worth 12 grand to you guys for a Chevy 2 post car with a straight 6? For me, if I had 12 grand, I would buy that car in a heartbeat. You guys make sure to let me know. Are you going to buy it, or are we booting it to the curb? Quarter emblems are very hard to find in that shape. I bet you they are. That is, like I say, a very, very nice looking Chevy 2. All right. Well, I'm going to take a quick look because I don't know that I remember the Fairmont drift car built by Gas Monkey. But RPM Garage is a specialty car dealership located blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. 78 Ford Fairmont, 5-liter Mustang V8 T5 manual with a short throw E-cam camshaft, Edelbrock air gap, 750 CFM 4-barrel carb, crossover pipes, custom one-off chrome Gas Monkey wrap. So much in there to go over, but I know Chris was saying that he remembers the car. I'm gonna take a quick look. I don't really care. I want to see the car. I don't care about who's trying to sell it. Yeah, that's quite right up Grant Tommy. If he were in here, I'm sure he would really enjoy this. I hope that the paint underneath the wrap is good, because that's too bright for me. Why do you do pictures like that? It's not really needed. Not bad rims. Good looking engine. I don't know, guys. 15 grand to have a bit of Gas Monkey Garage history. Man, no. Sorry. Not gonna I wouldn't buy it. Overall, not a bad car. I can't complain, but not for me. And Harrison's Rod and Custom, I do agree. If you could get the 64 for 10 grand, that would be an even better deal. All right. Any other cars you guys want to look at here?
No.
It's a nice thing about Texas.
I don't
Pretty
I
solid
don't
cars.
Their only flavor is spice.
Isn't that right? I don't know if Benny, if you're still in here, but
not like hella spicy, like decent, just like decent spice. I don't know jalapeno.
you guys see anything you like and want to look at, or you guys had enough? Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I can keep going if you guys are interested, or
Head to the Porsche.
the Porsche. All right. My daughter is speaking up, wants to take a look at the Porsche. We are looking at a 92 Porsche 968. And we got a Carfax. It says no accidents. That's cool. Not a whole lot of information other than what's right there. A 4-cylinder, a 3-liter 4-cylinder. That is one big 4-cylinder. Dang. That's probably wrong. But let's take a quick peek through the... Oh, this is a cabriolet, too. I don't think they mentioned that. Don't find a lot of these. Nice, nice. It's kind of a mix of a 944 and the 924. The headlights the way they are there.
I don't like that. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No.
That's good, because I don't really like it either.
It's weird looking.
I
Kind of like a
remember
catfish.
Catfish. Oh, you're funny.
Yeah. And I didn't like
Now, I watched a video, and I don't remember who did. Actually, I know who did it. Flying Wheels, Craig at Flying Wheels. If you guys don't follow him, he did a video on Porsche Cayenne that he had for sale, and their spare tires. The way that they work is when you fill them with air, they actually expand out, like the sidewalls pop out, and you get a much bigger tire than what you see right there. So this looks like another one of those tires. Kind of weird, Porsche. Just saying. Kind of weird. Nope, not into it for 15 grand. I'm sure there's some people that love Porsche and would love that car for that kind of money. Not so much me. All right, guys, what are you guys thinking? Let me know in the chat whether you're going to keep going and look through some more cars, or whether you've had enough.
Where's an accelerate?
Well, we'll wait for you guys to let me know whether you still want to look. Take a look at the CJ7 Renegade. All right, 15 grand. East Dallas diesel. Okay. We got a 78 Jeep CJ7 Renegade, 98,000 miles. Maybe a Biscayne. Okay. I spy a 63 Chevy. Okay. We'll take a look at that in just a second. On that Porsche, yeah, there was kind of something weird with the fitment, but we'll take a quick look through this Renegade, and then we'll take a look at that Biscayne. Wow, lots of detail. You can definitely tell this is a dealership. We'll go through the highlights of it. 304 V8, 3-speed auto, 4-wheel drive full time, Quadratac, firecracker red exterior. Highlights, distinctive, blah blah. All right, well, that's going to be the highlights. Let's take a look through the pictures, and then we'll go take a look at the Renegade. I'm sorry, the Biscayne. All right, going through this one so far, definitely looks nice. And this would be something that I'd expect to see from Dennis Collins in his Jeep place.
Yeah,
Sorry, I know I click a little fast sometimes. Sorry, guys. Okay. I don't know that you need to have that many pictures of the top up and the top down, but way to go on actually having pictures there, Mr. East Dallas Diesel dealership. Looks like a good Jeep, better than most you find here. Ain't that the truth? That's the one thing about Texas. I like the V8 too, says Chris, and that is another really good feature. Did the CJs come stock with V8s back in this era? That's something I don't know. You guys know? Help educate me. All right. So, are you guys in the market for a CJ7 Renegade for $15,000? Very nice Jeep. Definitely something you will not find around here. Too much for my blood, but great looking overall. All right, let's go find the 63 Chevy. The Biscayne. That is the only picture that we have. Hopefully there's not much of a description. Header, mufflers, and 304. Need I say more? I like the way you put that, Harrison's Rod and Custom. All right, let's take a quick gander at this 63 Biscayne. 350 with a 2-speed power glide. Nice. Underdash AC unit and AC limo unit for backseat. Has about 500 miles. Diamond tuck interior, asking $15K. I believe the 304. Oh, it's from an international harvester. Okay, nice. That's all we got, guys, on the Biscayne. Not that great of a pick, unfortunately. Gentleman who's trying to sell this, lady or gentleman. I wish you had more pictures, and I wish you had a little bit more description. Maybe it'd be worth the 15 grand, but for me, not. Can't do it. Can't do it. All right, let's. Yeah.
I'm actually going to demolish this plane.
I gotta imagine that 70 Camaro is not $12,000. When you got numbers in succession like that, it usually means the price is way different. What else? How about the 60 Impala? You guys, first car ever was a 63 Biscayne. Nice, very nice, Chris. My first car was a 1984 Mercury Lynx that my brother had smashed before I got a hold of it. Rear-ended a pickup truck. Car did a nosedive, skinned back the hood and fenders quite nicely, and surprised I was still alive after driving that thing, because if I'd gotten into any accidents, I would be dead. All right. This isn't a whole lot more information, but I do love these older Impalas. 60 Impala. my Uncle 60 Chevy Impala. Just put motor in, transmission in the car. Motor and transmission, I'm assuming that's and. In the car, 13 grand the way it is now. Well, I can tell you,
No,
just for myself, no,
have the cops.
that would be a big old
Thanks.
boot for the 60
I have an instant
Impala.
3-star because of that.
Now this 68 Impala. '68 fastback Impala runs and drives like new, cold AC. Might trade for 67 through 72 3/4 ton 4x4 long bed. Nice truck. All right.
I'm pretty sure next one is with the nose cannon. That's definitely explosive.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a air shock or what.
But you're on the tail.
Looks like it's leaking a little bit of oil.
You get on the nose cannon, the nose cannon will be better.
Not bad interior.
Yes.
Subwoofer. Looks like a kicker box. Nice.
The Pariah.
Wire wheels. 10K for paint, 10K for chrome and trim, 10K for interior. Yep. Talking about that Impala. Yeah. I'm liking the 68. The price seems reasonable. What did you think? Yeah, I'm thinking so far.
I meant to kill you, but you were there.
I do have to say I'm not a huge fan of the lowrider type rims that are on it, but that is definitely something that's easily
No,
fixed.
also they're different from bumpers that can make it look better.
And overall, it is a pretty nice looking car. You know, cracking the winch and the steering wheel, but that's to be expected for a Texas car with the heat that they get down there. I don't know. I think 13 grand for that is pretty reasonable. It's not a good looking car. Paint looks good. I don't think they showed engine pick, which I may have just missed, but said from the emblem of 327 whether that's really what it's got. I don't know. What do you guys think? 68 Impala for 13 grand in that condition? I'm interested. If I could get them down, 11 or 12, well, 10 or 11. All right, guys. What do you guys? You want to keep on looking, or are you guys feeling the desire to split? Because I can go either way. I love doing this stuff for you guys, and if you guys want to keep looking, I'm happy to keep going. $18.20 and a street rod stance. That car will do 22 easy.
Also,
yep. I agree that few upgrades and that's worth a lot more. So cool. All right. Just keep scrolling, and something jumps out. Make sure you guys tell me. Otherwise, it's all cards that I pick, and that's not as fun. At least not for me. I mean, it's fun for me either way, but White is not my color, but I really like the condition of that 68. Yeah, it almost looked like it was like a blue. It had a bluish tint to the white. It didn't look like it was a straight white car, but might be my old eyes playing tricks on me. Definitely have a good assortment of cars here in Waco. Better than Billings. Sorry, guys. Then again, we were looking kind of high in price, so that could be the reason why we didn't see a lot in Billings. Well, let's take a look at this 50 Chevy that has absolutely no description other than it's green, and he wants 10 grand for it. Okay, let's take a look through these pictures. Straight six, okay. Not bad interior. 31 Victoria. All right, we'll head back and find the 31 Victoria. Sorry, Stephen. I would need a lot more information and a few more pictures before I would pay 10 grand. It's a nice looking car, I will admit that, but need more information before I'm willing to do that. All right, let's go back up and find the yeah. All right, 31 Victoria there. So far, so good. 31 Ford Victoria Leatherback. You lucky that 50. Yeah, nice looking, but I need more information and a few more pics before I'm willing to do 10 grand on it. So let's go through this 31 for 13.5. All right. Model A Victoria Leatherback. This rare model was particularly restored in the late 60s or partially, partially restored in the 60s, early 70s. Perfect project car for full restoration or simply use as is. Let's take a look through the pictures. Definitely tell that it's had a older restoration. The paint's definitely seen its age. Yeah, I can say that I have never seen that sort of body style anywhere. Shame there's not more pics. That is true. That definitely is an interesting car. Hey, Chris, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you being here for as long as you were. Have a great evening, and we'll catch up on your channel. I'm not sure if you have any other videos come out recently, but we'll check it out. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your night. Yeah. Well, Harrison's Rod and Custom, thank you for asking to look at this, because I gotta say, first time I've ever seen a 31 Model A Victoria Leatherback. That is a pretty interesting looking car. I wish there were, like you said, more pictures of it, but not bad. Definitely does look like it could take care of yourself, Chris. Thanks. It definitely needs some love, but for something like that I can again say I've never seen before, 13.5 might not be a bad price for it. Alrighty then. And before she yells at me and says she needs to see this, I'm going to take a look at the 67 Volkswagen Beetle.
Yes.
67 Beetle, 13 grand, 63,000 miles. Won't let me post the price we're asking. Okay, 17,000. Ooh, 17 grand. It's more than we were originally go through here, but let's just take a. Needs to do time at my shop for about a year or so would make an awesome street rod. I definitely agree. Harrison's Rod and Custom, absolutely. Sorry, Harrison, I believe is your last name. What's your first name? So I don't have to keep calling you Harrison's Rod and Custom. Yeah. She is original. Very nice looking Beetle. I would be Brian. Thank you, Brian. All right. I just got to remember Brian. All right. All right. 67 Beetle. I think I would be a buyer at 13. 17, I think, is a bit much, but hey, maybe I'm wrong. All right. Let's see. Brian, right now, you are the last person in here. So, huh?
Am I not a person?
Well, it only shows one person looking.
Oh, well, I'm looking.
One viewing, so sorry. All right. Brian, let's say we're going to do we'll do one more car here, and then we're going to call it a night for tonight. So you see another something that you want to take a look at, yell it out, and then we'll call it a night. No, Grayson, I'm not going to look at the other Beetle. We can look at that later.
He's not gonna look at the other Beetle.
We'll look at it after the stream.
Ooh, more than a Cadillac Eldorado.
4:30 comes early. Yes, sir, it definitely does. Nick's RC, thank you so much for being in here. I really appreciate it. And you have yourself a great night. Hopefully you can make it back for another live stream. And have a good night's sleep. 50 Plymouth. All right. Let's go back and look at the 50 Plymouth. Ooh, nice. 50 Plymouth. 50 Plymouth Deluxe. Facebook keeps adding a claim. Nice. Well taken care of. All original, matching numbers. Not enough time to take. Not enough time to take to car shows and weekend drives. Don't want to see it sit anymore. Oh, that's unfortunate. 50 Plymouth Deluxe, 10 grand. Let's take a look through the few pictures. This is a beauty, at least exterior wise, and looks pretty good in well here inside. Oh my, the possibilities indeed. I wish they had more pictures because that would be something. Now I can see chopping the top. What else? Being it's a two-door, that's a real help. Put modern drivetrain in that. Can you imagine that thing with a Hellcat under the hood? No. Wonder what does not tell us, and I don't think through the pictures it said what it had under the hood. But oh, you are right, Brian. Oh, the possibilities. Well, thank you so very much for being here tonight, everyone that was possibly by by the night if you could squeeze them down to 80. Yep, I do agree. You know, that is a gorgeous rig, and if you get them down anything under the 10 grand, it would be a steal. Anyways, thank you again, everyone that was here tonight. Make sure, if you had fun, to hit that like button and join us next week for another Buy It or Boot It. Next week, we're going to Seymour, Indiana, Palm Coast, Florida, and Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Nice format. Enjoyed it. Hey, thanks, Brian. Really appreciate you being here. Again, have a great night, and I love the truck, work that you do, and the other stuff. And I'm definitely gonna check out and see what other stuff you might have up on YouTube.
Make sure
And
tell his friends.
yeah, make sure you let everyone else know, especially if you had fun tonight. And we'll see you next time.